Hallo meine lieben Freunde, was geht ab, was ist Muskel, guten Abend, guten Tag. Es ist dein Lieblings-YouTuber James Bray und we're gonna be checking out an interesting video today, guys. Seriously. So there's a YouTuber, her name is Montana Showalter, and she actually makes very good content, very informative content, especially for people who desire to travel to Germany like myself. And a lot of you guys have known for a while that I'm trying to plan a trip out to Germany. Now, I told you guys it would be in August, but at this point I don't even know because the pandemic has put a big wrench in everyone's plans. So one of the big things that I was trying to do, and you probably might have seen my video from yesterday, and I even said it was inspired by this video right here, because I didn't watch the whole video. I think I only saw the title, and I'm like, that's a good idea, let me do something like that. So she made a video titled Must Know German That No One Teaches You, Deutsch Slang and Common Words. And it's pretty crazy because I was saying yesterday in my video that when you're learning a language, people tend to learn like the basics and stuff like that just to get around in communication. But when you're trying to understand a language, I think it's very important to understand the slang, the pop culture and stuff, so you have some context when you do have conversations with somebody from another culture. And I just think it adds more flavor to how you speak the language, and it doesn't sound generic. So I thought this was very interesting. One of you guys actually not just one of you guys, a lot of you guys sent me this link as well after I had already discovered it myself. And I'm like, you know what, I'll check that out today. So that's what we're going to be looking at. We're going to be reacting to Montana Showalter. If you haven't subscribed to her channel, link will be in the description down below, so you can watch the original video and subscribe to her. She's very awesome, very positive energy, and I cannot wait to see her blow up even more than where she is right now, which is amazing. So anyways, that's my long introduction. Let's go ahead and get into this video, man. And you guys can let me know in the comments down below if there's more words that you guys would like to show me and stuff that I don't already know, words that I do know. And I think it's pretty cool because she's an American person who has traveled to Germany, and she speaks the language very well. So it's interesting seeing a perspective like this. But anyways, I digress. Let's go ahead and check this out.
An exchange student in Germany this past year, and now I enjoy making videos about Germany and the US.
Nice.
I wanted to start out by saying Alles Gute zum Vatertag. Okay. I know that it's no longer Father's Day in Germany, but today is actually Father's Day in the US. I think that's a little strange because Mother's Day is the same in the US and Germany, but Father's Day isn't. If anyone knows the history behind that, feel free to let me know in the comments below. And also, I'm sorry this video is being uploaded on a Monday. I just got back from my week-long vacation. I was at the beach, and so I got back pretty late and didn't have time to edit a video yesterday, so I apologize for that. Today's video theme is the German words, or just all the German that no one really teaches you, but is very important and comes up a lot in the German language, especially if you're living there. So just certain words, phrases, I think I have like a name or two in there that you should know before going into Germany and before even visiting or living there, because you will hear it a lot.
I feel like that's very important too, because I feel like when you talk and when you speak in another language and stuff like that, even when you understand the language and you don't understand any of the slang or pop culture terms, then like when you're having a conversation, you're kind of out of touch, and you wind up kind of getting like very confused all the time. You're like, okay, like you understand like the crux of the conversation, but you don't understand the references or the terms, and I don't know, it becomes a little uncomfortable, I guess. I mean, obviously you can still learn on the spot, but I mean, these terms right here are going to be very helpful, I feel like. So I'm curious, because I already have a few terms that a lot of people keep using. I mean, you've seen me react to various YouTubers from Germany, and like I know what terms they use, but I'm wondering if she's going to say the same words too.
But you most likely won't learn these things in a formal classroom setting.
True.
So that's all I've got for today, and I hope you guys like this video. So the first one that I have that really tripped me up was ne. And instead of saying nine, sometimes people...
Ne, yeah, people say ne, and I'm like, what the fuck? Because in Korea, ne means yes, and so when people say ne, I'm like, does that mean yes, or... No, like
Just say nee, and I think it's spelled N-E-E. I can
Nee.
have that here.
That's
Let me just
crazy.
preface this by saying I went to Germany without knowing any German at all. I had never taken a German class before in American high school, but we spent the first month living in a language camp where we spent every day in class a little bit.
nice.
So I learned a good bit during that month of language camp, but definitely not a lot compared to my entire exchange year. I learned the majority of my German living with my host family.
That's
And so a
cool.
lot of these were things that I didn't learn in that language camp, and then I got into my host community and I was just kind of freaking out because I had no clue what people were saying. So that first one is nee, because people will just respond. It's like a lazier version or just like more informal version of saying nein, which is no.
Nee.
If I could compare it to American terms, it would be like
Nah.
nah.
Nah, yeah. Be like,
My
nah.
next one is noch nie. That's probably one that you would learn in class. It just means never. Like,
Noch
ich habe
nie.
das noch nie gesehen. I've never seen that. But that's definitely something that I heard a ton in my host community and in school because people use the word never a lot. And it wasn't something that I learned while
That's
studying
cool.
German during my language camp. And so that was a phrase that I wish I had known because I kept hearing it and I kept thinking, what are these words that they're putting together? And it just means never. And then the next one is cross.
Cross,
And
that's
this
it.
was
That's
a
so cross.
more young slang word. It just means kind of crazy or
Cross. That's so cross.
that's cross. It's hard to convert it to just one English word, but it just in general means crazy.
That's cool. That's
And
cool.
a
I see
lot
people
of
hear
younger
that.
people use it. It's informal. It's not a formal essay word, but it is one that you hear kind of a lot. And
That's
then
wild,
this one really tripped me up. So it's eigentlich.
Eigentlich.
And it's like exactly, but people would throw it into the German words and phrases that I learned and that I studied the most. So when we learned German at this camp, it was like, woher kommst du? Oder,
Woher kommst du? Yeah.
wer bist du?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm learning through Babbel. It's like, woher kommst du? Or like wo kommst du her? Or wer ist das? Or wo sind sie? Or wie heißt du? Like stuff like that, but it doesn't really teach you the informal stuff. And that's what I really want to know because I hear a lot of people saying stuff like that when I talk, especially in Discord. And I'm just like, what? But I'm starting to catch on a lot more, so I'm like, okay, that's cool.
Wie heißt du? And then we started getting into our host communities, and people would throw in these little words into the sentence.
Yeah,
and
it's
all
like,
of a sudden
what?
I'd be like, what are they saying? So they would say like, woher kommst du eigentlich? And I'd have no clue. Just that one word would really throw me
The
off.
whole thing, yep.
But
Makes sense.
it just means like exactly, and the question they're asking is still, where are you from? Or what's your name?
Woher kommst du
and-
eigentlich?
Just
crazy.
ignore the eigentlich. Just
Eigentlich.
don't worry about that word.
that's
Just
crazy.
know that they're asking you the same question, and they're
That's
most
crazy.
likely asking you, where are you from? In which
So
case,
it's like a yeah, like you said, it's very informal. It's like, woher kommst du eigentlich? Like that's I didn't even know that. That's crazy. Okay.
you can say Richmond, Virginia,
That's
or
tough.
wherever else you're from, if you're not a native German speaker. The next one is geil. If you translate it,
Geil, das ist so geil, Leute. Das ist geil. That's crazy. That means I know what that means. I've heard that a lot. That means like it has two meanings. It could be horny or awesome. Like, but you know, it's crazy. That's
Google Translate, it says it means horny, but that is not the word that people are meaning to use. Like, it has so many different meanings. It can mean cool, it can mean horny, it can mean many words. But when people are saying it in songs, they mainly mean like hot, like we're so hot, or cool.
Yeah.
But someone can also call like a drink or food or a restaurant
cool.
geil.
Geil, true.
So Don't take Google Translate's translation for that word.
Yeah, Google Translate goes off of like a community fact check, so everybody's like, okay, cool, like this is generally the main consensus as to what this word means. But so obviously there's words that have like several meanings, but I think when you plug it into Google Translate, it's like what is the most accurate, like what is the most common use of the word, you know, which Google doesn't do, because the most common use is not horny for that word. But hey, I don't know. Maybe more people are saying that guile is more associated with that than, that's crazy. I don't know.
Because you will hear it a lot, and you will think that people are saying the wrong thing.
True.
One of the most common phrases I'd hear from my friends or like responses would just be like, oh, guile.
Oh,
and so
guile, like
just don't listen to Google Translate there.
Now, when I said that das ist so geil, Leute, like, you can completely ignore me. You can completely ignore me on that. Like, I've heard a few people use it that way, but maybe I used it in a cringe way. I'm so sorry. I can't. Okay.
The next two words are trotzdem and eben. Trotzdem is saying nevertheless, and this is a German word that I put on here, like German that no one teaches you, because in English you never really say nevertheless.
True.
It's just very formal. You can use that in writing or in essays, but you would never speak the word nevertheless.
True.
At least not as often as they do in Germany, because in Germany people use trotzdem a lot.
True.
You can almost use it as but, like in American language we would say but, blah, blah, but but in German people say trotzdem a lot, and that was one of the words that was really hard for me to memorize what it meant until I started saying it myself in my own vocabulary. So if I had one tip, it would be, if there are certain words that you don't know, then try to write them down and start incorporating them into your vocabulary.
Yes,
and try to make sentences with them. So I would sit down and in my head try to make these sentences with the word trotzdem or with the word eben. It was better for me to comprehend what they mean when I was using them in my own speech versus just trying to memorize, like, this is what it means, this is what it means. And for some reason I could never remember that it meant nevertheless.
That's actually pretty interesting. That's actually what I used to do in high school when I didn't understand, and I do it now. That's like how I'm learning German at I think like an excelled rate. I mean, pretty quickly and stuff. Words that I don't know that I learned that are new, I try to use in my vocabulary, like token. Like, I didn't know what token meant, so I will use that a lot more in my vocabulary now, like on the daily whenever I'm talking to people, if I'm playing video games, of course. But it helps you solidify your knowledge in the language. It furthers your knowledge, like, obviously. And you do the same thing in English. If I learn a new English word, I try to use it as often as possible, so I know how to use it, what context to use it in, people understand it, and it's like, oh, okay, cool, like that makes a lot of sense. So I 100% agree with her. She's
until I started trying to use the word myself.
Yes.
This next one that really confused me at first, like first week I was in my host family, was mein Mann, because Mann means man, but it also means husband. So in German,
is it mein Mann, like, is it like, oh, my bro, like, what's up, mein Mann, like
when people say my man, they mean their husband, because man is the word for husband. But in my head I just kept hearing my man, and like,
oh, never mind, I had that fucked up. I had that all the way messed up.
I just thought it was really funny. Oops. Because in the US you do not call your husband your man, really, unless I guess if you want to, but
I've heard people say that. Yeah,
so
I've heard people say that.
If someone says man in Germany and you're thinking, oh, so is it their man, their boyfriend? They mean it's their husband. That was something that you should probably learn, especially.
Funny thing is, actually, I've heard a lot of people actually, like, on the contrary, a lot of people I've been around have said that. Like, a lot of married people, a lot of people dating, like, oh, that's my man, that's my da 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 da. Like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Like, people use that. It's becoming more of a recent term, a recent, like, lingo. So it wasn't always like that, but I guess in like pop culture, like I said, people kind of talk like that a lot. I hear that a lot. Trust me, like especially on like social media, gossip sites and da 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 da. So it's crazy. I mean, that at least from what I've seen, you know, no, not everybody uses that, but a lot of people do. You know, it's pretty interesting.
You're going to live with like a host community, or if you're living as an au pair there. And then the next one that I have is a German last name. It's Schmidt. It's basically half of Germany's last name. Like,
yes. Oh my God. By the way, one of my friends, his last name is Oppenheimer. Like, how common is that name in Germany? Let me know in the comments down below, because I I heard Oppenheimer. I'm like, bro, that sounds German as fuck. Like, German as fuck.
Everyone has the last name Schmidt, and you will meet so many Schmidts because it's just a super common last name there. It's similar to Smith in the US, but it was funny because I would go and see Schmidt everywhere, like Schmidtstrasse and Schmidt's store. I don't know what store it would have been. You see that last name all over the place. So if you see it in Germany, then just know it's very common. That's kind of funny because my last name is Showalter, which people have said multiple times that's actually German, and that's true, of course, because my great-granddad, I believe, came over from Germany. But where am I going with this?
Okay.
Oh, and my middle name is Nguyen, and spelled Nguyen.
Oh, I used to say like Nguyen. I didn't know how to say it. I'm like Nguyen, and they're like, it's Nguyen. Don't complicate it, okay? And I'm like, oh shit. I would get that, like, I within the last 3 years, I figured out how to actually pronounce the word win. And she's like she said, it is Vietnamese, but I would pronounce it like trying to say every letter. I'm like Nguyen, Nguyen, Nguyen. And I messed it up. So yeah, it's definitely pronounced win. Whenever you see the letters like that, it's just win. Yeah.
But is the most common Vietnamese last name.
It is.
Like, everyone who's Vietnamese has this last name.
Swear.
And so I just made that connection because Schmidt is very, very common in Germany, along with some other last names too. Ge is, it sounds bad, not bad, it sounds weird when you're just saying it alone, but ge is like, it's like, yeah, or like, yeah, right? Kind of like how you'd say oder at the end of a question. Oder? Sometimes people just say ge, and it's kind of another one of those slang words that people throw in to their German. There's no true translation between.
Yo, I'm high-key learning so much from this. Like, oh my God. Like, there are some intersectional, like, you know, things that both I knew already and she knows, but I've learned a lot from this video, and this is pretty crazy. If there's other slang terms that you guys know that haven't been covered in here, let me know. I'm gonna do another collaboration with a different individual, and he's living in Germany right now. He's actually very cool, and we'll get together and we'll make a video on more slang terms that I can learn before I go to Germany. So it'll be pretty interesting. I'm preparing myself. I'm wholeheartedly preparing myself.
In English, it's kind of just a last minute little end word that people throw into a sentence. I can't think of a good example of when one would use ge, but if you hear that being said, then just know it's kind of like because people will use that a lot. And I think that's also a dialect word where more people will say that in the south than in the north, or more people say it in like certain regions of Germany, which might be all of my words. So I lived in Bavaria, and if these words are sounding Bavarian, then I'm sorry. The next three that I have is Oida, Junge, and then Digga.
Yo! Yes! Junge, Digga, and Oida. Yeah, so Digga, Junge, it's like saying bro, homie, da 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 da. Like, I covered that.
And I don't say digga a lot, because it makes me feel kind of uncomfortable, just because of how it sounds. And
it does. I knew she was gonna say it. It sounds like, you know, the word nigga. You know what I'm saying? So like, when you guys say digga means homie, well, nigga can be. It also means homie too. Like here when we say it, but obviously you can't really say that if you're not black, you know what I'm saying? Or like, you know, a minority living in a big city, it might not be as accepted, you know, like it's Yeah.
relationship to a American word.
Yeah.
So I won't be saying that again. But it actually has no correlation to the American word that you're probably thinking of.
Exactly.
And these three words, Oide and Junge, they're just slang words that people will throw into sentence and in teen vocab. They mainly just mean dude. So
yeah, like dude, like bro. And like the older version of all of that is like Alta. Like,
what are you doing? And then the last one is that people just say psh instead of sh, which is funny because no one in the US puts in the P. It's just sh in the US. And I thought that was funny because maybe it's in other places, but it's mainly in Germany. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video.
That was pretty interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting. Go ahead and show her some love, man. Like, show her some love, because that was on point. That video was on point. Oh my god. Anyways, you guys already know what it is, man. Thank you guys for sending me that link as well, because I was planning on checking that out. I like kind of put it in a tab to watch for later, but you guys were like, yo, we want to see your reaction. So there it is, and kind of my take on the whole thing. She is very, 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 very well informed, very educated. Like it's awesome seeing her experience you know, in Germany, because I ultimately want to be there and experience it for myself. I'll be there for a month, and I will chill and see as many people as I can, try to interact with as many people as I can, and it'll be amazing. So like, comment, subscribe, turn your post notifications, show her some love, subscribe to her channel, and yeah, I guess I'll see you guys later. Take care. Peace. Hey, what's up? Did you guys subscribe to the channel? Did you subscribe to the channel? Well, if you haven't, make sure you do that. Also, we do have a Discord. The Discord link is always going to be in the description down below on any of my videos, and it's dope. What we do on Discord is pretty simple. A lot of you guys I'm collecting you guys from a bunch of different countries, a bunch of different places, and you guys want to teach me a whole bunch of stuff. You guys can join the Discord and teach me anything. You can send me any kind of messages and stuff. You can actually post memes. You could participate in the community and just make friends. Just go ahead and join the Discord and see what kind of situation you're getting into for yourself. Also, there's going to be some giveaways in the future. There's going to be some giveaways, but to create some incentive for that, I need you guys to follow me on Instagram. Are you guys following me on Instagram? You know what my Instagram looks like? Probably don't know what my Instagram name is. It's right there. Just go ahead and check it out. Check it out. Check it out. It's dope. Just follow me on Instagram. I do live streams every day. I try to, you know, engage with you guys in every way possible. I know not a lot of creators are very engaging with their fan base. I try to be engaging. So just go ahead and check it out. There's no harm, no foul. Follow me on Twitter too. I honestly am trying to grow my Twitter, but I don't really post that often on there. But when I do, you guys will be the first to see whatever post those will be. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you guys want shout outs or whatever, I don't know, we have a lot of upcoming independent artists that have been hitting me up as of late. I might create a series where I favor my international independent artists and stuff, and I might promote you guys for free, but it might just be 1 or 2 a week, you know, and you guys can give me some feedback on that. But all to say, follow me on my social medias. All right, if you guys aren't doing that already, you need to do that, because that's a pretty big deal. I'll see you guys later, but enjoy the content I create. It's gonna be random reaction videos, a lot of everything. Reaction videos, vlogs, challenges, cooking videos, gaming videos, anything you guys suggest when you join my Discord or message me on Instagram. But I'll see you guys soon. Take care and follow me. Peace!